We're talking today with Cauldron Energy, ASX code CXU. CXU has a market cap of around 7 million. Cauldron Energy is a mineral exploration and resource development company focused on minerals supporting the clean energy transition. Cauldron is in the process of building a new portfolio of assets through a combination of M&A and exploration activity, in addition to generating value for shareholders from its legacy asset portfolio. The company's current projects include the Yanri uranium project in WA, the recently acquired Melrose nickel project in the West Yugaran region of WA, the Blackwood gold project in the historic Victorian goldfields, and 3 silica projects in WA. We welcome back Cauldron CEO, Jonathan Fisher.
Thanks, Bob.
Jono, welcome back.
Thank you.
So Jono, there are basically 3 exciting aspects of Cauldron at the moment. Let's kick off by talking about the Melrose nickel and copper project.
Yeah, sure. Look, I will say to investors that, as you mentioned, Cauldron's a bit of a turnaround story. We've got a new strategy, new team, new chairman, new CEO, new exploration manager actually, new branding. And so just a word to any investors out there, look, if you haven't looked at Cauldron for a while, I'd recommend that you have another look. Look, Melrose, very exciting project. We picked this up 4 months ago and exercised an option maybe 1 month ago. In the West Yugaran region, super hot region for exploration with a lot of juniors and even majors and Chalice doing a lot of work there. We're targeting Julimar style mineralisation, so nickel, copper, PGEs, and are very excited with the historical information that we've inherited and how we've been able to reinterpret that, and then actually we're just starting site works imminently.
So Jono, with the Melrose nickel copper project, some of your neighbours have got projects where there's pegmatite, some of them lithium. Have you noticed any pegmatites on your tenement, your property?
Yeah, good question, Paul. Yeah, look, one of our neighbours, Tambora, they recently signed a lithium exploration JV with a major looking for pegmatites on their land. You know, like many areas of WA, yeah, we've got pegmatites. We mapped a lot of them on our land. We haven't made a big deal of the market that yet. We are focusing on the nickel, but absolutely lithium is something that we can have a crack at in the future.
So Johnny, with the Melrose nickel copper project, what caught your eye with this project, and what is currently happening with the project?
The thing that caught our eye was some really good historic data from Independence Group that was drilled in 2007. And we've started off with some aeromag data, which was a 2-dimensional data set, yet we've been able to reinterpret that and put it into 3D. And what we've found is that there is an anomaly that sits about 100 metres below ground, and that's really important. And it's important because we have shallow drill holes straight above that, down to 50 metres, and even at 50 metres, so not into the anomaly, we're hitting some really good grades of nickel. And so the expectation is that if we drill a bit deeper and get actually into that anomaly, we're hopeful that there's some pretty good nickel sulfides there. The next stage of this is to do an EM survey, which is imminent, and by the time this comes out, may well have been done, where we're looking for conductive plates in the ground. So if we have a moderate level of aeromag combined with EM, that's highly indicative of nickel sulfides. And
how long will that EMA, with regard to the tenement you're looking at, how long does that EMA survey take to complete?
Yeah, it's basically an airborne survey with a chopper, basically a chopper with a whack and hula hoop underneath it. It takes about 5 days of flying time. There's mob and demob at each end, and then you're just into data crunching. So it depends how busy the data crunchers are, but we hope to get results back pretty soon. And that's the final step before we go drill.
And just the EM survey just gives you so much more data on what is potentially under
Look,
the ground.
it is the third of the 3 green lights that we need. It is, we've got historic results, we've got aeromag. If we get those conductive plates, it is a extremely exciting position to be.
Jono, let's talk about your legacy WA uranium opportunity and the key issue with regard to WA's current position in uranium development.
Yeah, so many investors may know that in 2017, WA government, for all their wisdom, changed a policy to ban uranium mining or new uranium mining in the state. They grandfathered in 4 projects into the regime, and unfortunately we were the 5th, so we just missed out, and that has led to a decline in the value of our uranium project. That said though, there's a lot of momentum now going on in Australia with regards to nuclear more broadly, and also the uranium opportunity and a possibility of changing that policy. When we look at a comparable project, which is the Boss Energy project in South Australia, and Duncan is a great, the MD of Boss is a fantastic representative of our industry. He's doing very well restarting the Honeymoon project. The assets are quite similar. They're both ISL leachable assets, which means you can do a low capex, low opex development. He's capped at $20 per pound of uranium in ground because he's in a jurisdiction where he can progress his project. We've got a similar size resource. We capped at 20 cents per pound. Now, that's just really interesting for us. It shows where we can get to in a short period of time. I mean, we won't go to $20 per pound overnight, but geez, we can be $2, $5, $10 a pound overnight. There's a lot of upside in the share price on that. And
look, nuclear sort of globally now is seen as more accepted in the global energy transition in places, particularly like France in particular. People recognise that it's key for that transition. Hopefully that may influence the powers to be in WA.
Yeah, look, Paul, I've got a bit of a background in European nuclear, and when I was last there, there was still this balance between low carbon versus end of life considerations, and 10, 15 years ago in Europe, end of life things were still very much top of mind. Now that's completely changed. Even the green parties in Europe realise that the greater devil is the carbon, and there's a global nuclear renaissance underway to deliver zero carbon baseload megawatt hours, and Australia will get there. It's just a matter of time.
Jono, so this is very much a Cauldron 2.0. Are you still on the hunt for new assets to bring into the portfolio?
Yeah, look, absolutely. I mean, I'm very lucky as a CEO. My chairman, new chairman Ian Mulholland, is an extremely well-respected geologist, and we've hired a new exploration manager, Angelo Socchio, as well, who's got significant experience in discovery, including in lithium, actually. So I've got a really, really strong technical team. And then myself and our CFO, Mike Fry, have very strong commercial acumen. So, we've got a really good team. We are pumping through opportunities. There is a lot of opportunity being presented. A lot of it's not good. And, you need to be disciplined and make sure you make those right acquisitions. But, we feel that there's still room for one more asset in the portfolio. And that'll be important as we actually look to sell off a couple of the assets from the legacy portfolio as well.
John, it's been an absolute pleasure having you in the studio today, and we'll be getting you back in the near future as the projects develop.
Absolutely. Look forward to keeping you guys in touch.
Thanks for your time.
Cheers.